So what I've learned is that people hate it when you aren't offended by their projection. People love to project on other people. People love to take jabs at other people. And when you don't care, it infuriates them. And the thing about it is I will never care because, like, for you to go out of your way to try to put me down lets me know everything I need to know. Because I would never do that because I don't think anyone is above me, but you do. That's why you want to, like, knock this person down a peg. And I've seen that my entire life. And I've been seeing that on TikTok a lot lately. Like, people will try to knock down other creators, and it's like the whole commenting mid and all this. And I'm like, but yet you feel the need to comment. Like, let's be real, you don't believe this person is mid. You don't believe I forgot her name. The lady who played in Barbie. You don't think she's mid. You're just mad like that you don't have access to her. And I've dealt with that my whole life. And then when I'm not gonna lie to you, I can be a bitch. Like, when I want to be a bitch, I can be really mean. So, like, I would just, like, say something, like, back to them, and they'll be like, oh, like you would never like me, so I'm gonna just be mean to you. I've had actually a guy do that to me because I didn't want to date him. So he tried to start hurling out insults, but then when I heard out insults, he was like, why are you so mean? I don't understand that. Like, how can you be so rude to someone and then act like cry about it when they're rude back to you? Like, what did you think was gonna happen here? Like, no one's gonna just sit there and take your nonsense 24/7. And then guys, I mean, women do this too. They'll try to project, like, oh, you need to be sweet and feminine, all of this stuff. And it's like, that's just a manipulation tactic because they don't want you to defend yourself. And it's always, like, the people who no one cares about. Like, no one wants to be around you. Like, please, like, it's hard enough to even want to look at you or be around you, but you have so much to say about the next person. And then you want to try to control how they react to things. Like, I really don't understand how people think that, like, their opinion is valuable, but they don't even like themselves. Like, I study narcissism and I, like, understand it, but it's still kind of crazy because it's like, and I know no one cares about anything. Like, no one cares, especially coming from, like, these people. And then they'll be like, well, y'all are mean if y'all don't care about me. But, like, you're stupid. And yeah, you should really take my advice over your own because I have everything figured out, even though I don't have as much as you and I'm not doing as well as you and people don't actually like me. But you should take my advice over your own. It's like, no, absolutely freaking not. I have dealt with so many people trying to project onto me, and I'm just sitting there like, are you good? Like, are you okay? Do you need help? Because it's weird. And it really started to frustrate me because I kept dealing with it everywhere I went, to the point where it's like, oh my goodness, like, leave me the hell alone. I don't know, like, that's what kind of why I started staying in the house. Like, I got tired of dealing with it. Like, it's not our fault you're a miserable bitch. Like, it's really not. It's not our fault you hate yourself. Like, we're not responsible to make you love yourself. And nobody's going to sit there and be your freaking punching bag because you don't like yourself or how you look. I don't care. Like, what the heck? Oh my goodness. Or they'll always try to, like, flex their, like, education. And that's just the funniest thing because, like, they don't know other people's background because a lot of people who are secure in themselves don't broadcast their education all the time. But they try to latch onto it because that's the only thing that makes them feel valuable. And then half the time, these people don't even have degrees. It's like, no, you're actually not educated. You just regurgitate things you hear online, and people can see that. Like, I see pretty often people who, they don't even know how to analyze things, but yet they'll be spitting off at the mouth like, yeah, I'm so much smarter. Oh my goodness, I was just talking to my friend about this, but it's like everything they were saying they were getting wrong, and I'm like, that's not even what that person meant. Like, you can't be this dumb. And even if you are, like, it's either you're like, just, you do not know how to analyze or communicate with other people, and dig deeper, or like sometimes it's surface level things. But then there's also the type that's like manipulative, like they're doing this on purpose because they want to like try to project their opinions into other people. Like, yeah, they really meant this, that's why they said it. And it's like, no, that's not why they said it. Like, for instance, I was on TikTok and it was like this girl made a video. She was talking about like a random subject. People were like, oh, she really means this. Like, no, she said what she meant, but they try to like manipulate her words and make it into something that she didn't even say. And I'm just like, you people really, it's like not enough misery in the world. But people do that because they need a bandwagon to hate you. Like, with that girl's video, they needed, like, they couldn't hate her themselves, so they needed everyone to hate her. And like, I'm really getting tired of these think pieces. And I used to love a good think piece, but it's like, at some point, stop. Like, everything is not that deep. It's really just not. It gets so agitating and annoying to be around, like, people who are like that, but also be online. And it's like, sometimes I seen a girl make this video a while ago. She's like, sometimes I just want to get on this app and have fun, and y'all over here crying and having think pieces about everything. And I'm just like, I'm like all for people getting their feelings out, but yeah, it's kind of annoying when everything is overanalyzed because people want to project their nonsense onto other people. And like growing up, I would have people, like grown women, project their nonsense onto me, like, oh yeah, you're fast. Like, I know how girls like you are. I know how like you high yellow girls are, or like you green eye girls are. And it's like, no, ma'am, your husband's a PDF file, and you are one too for acting like this is normal. Get away from me. Like, what is wrong with you? Don't project. Like, I was literally not even, like, you know how a lot of people go through this in high school or middle school? No, I was going through this in elementary school. Like, you're really out here competing with a third grader. That's not strange to you. And it's crazy because now, thanks to TikTok, I see so many other people went through that. And I'm just like, of course I don't want them to go through it, but like, it's like, wow. Like, we get to see that like we weren't alone in it. Especially because I was like a kid who was like super into like Barbie and Bratz. And like, I never was really into like I wasn't like boy crazy at all as a little kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, into girly things. And how of all people are you trying to pretend it's fast? Like, no, like, you're really projecting now. And then I like would say that because like I've always had a mouth of me. I'll be like, no, why would you say that about me of all people? And they will be like, well, y'all are the ones you gotta watch. That little innocent act doesn't work with me. And I'm like, you're really so insane right now. Like, it's not even funny. Like, that's sick in the head. Like, I remember I had to be in like maybe middle school when this grown women walk with me and like, why does my husband keep talking about you? And I'm like, and they weren't even actually married because like this is when I lived in like a bad neighborhood. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know him. And it was like, oh, well, he knows you. And I'm like, okay, and I'm in middle school. You are coming to my school. And you think that this is normal? And they'd be like, well, he's not going to just talk about you for no reason. And I'm like, you realize that's a grown man. And then it would be like, yeah, you know what you're doing. And I'm like, I know what I'm doing, but I'm not talking about I don't even know who your husband is. And then they would just like sit there and look stupid. Like, it was like such a weird thing to go through, and everyone in that area acted like it was normal. Oh my god. And then it was like this one time I worked at like a store. I'm not even gonna say which store it was. This guy kept harassing me. He was like, I don't know if he was a pharmacist, a street pharmacist, but I think he was. And he was older, and he kept harassing me, and I just wanted him to get out the store. Like, I didn't care about him or anything like that. Like, I just wanted him to leave the store. And he kept trying to flirt with me and like pulling out wads of cash and like, oh yeah, like I could take care of you. You shouldn't be working, all this like silly stuff. And I'm just like laughing it off because it's uncomfortable. I was so young, so I'm like, this is like really weird. Like, I'm a teenager. Why is no one doing anything to help me? Like, anyway, it was an older girl there. And she was, like, well into her 20s. And she was like, oh, did they talk? And like to the other girl who was older than both of us. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I'm right here. Like, I can hear them talking. And she's like, yeah, because like I've noticed things. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And I'm like, I was so disgusted. I was just like, you were a grown woman and you see a man harassing me, but like you're trying to act as if I'm like that. No. But it was because she liked this guy who liked me. And I didn't even like him. Like, he was annoying. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, like, I did not like that guy. But she ended up quitting because girls did the same thing to her. Like, that was like her karma though, because it's like she was being mean and being like rude to me, and then those girls like who worked there, they didn't like her because they were like, you're being, not because of me, like, because I had issues with them too, but it was like whatever, like, because I kind of just stayed to myself. But with her, it was like she was actively like being a hater, and it's like those girls are from the hood, you're not, and like they're going to like they're gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, basically. Like, I was just not, I'm just like, whatever, leave me alone. They were like, they would not help her, they would not train her, nothing, like, they didn't care. So yeah, she quit for a while and she like got transferred, but that was her karma. Like, you shouldn't be harassing people or trying to start rumors like that. Like, that's disgusting. And then she like had an attitude problem because I remember we worked at another store together and she was like, oh yeah, they'll probably be nice to you because you're pretty, and then like rolled her eyes, and I'm like, it's not that deep. Like, you really don't even have to like act like that. Like, why can't it just be two pretty girls who work here? Why do you have to like be rude about it? That's the worst thing about like working at like a job though, is that like if there's a guy there, you cannot even look this man in the eyes. But if someone there likes him, or if someone there wants attention, they're gonna try to like start fake one-sided drama with you. And it's like, I don't want drama with you. Like, I don't know you. Like, I don't care. And I'm not trying to date nobody at this job. Leave me alone. Like, that's been such a consistent thing in my life. And it's like, I promise you, I don't want you and I don't care. I mean, I don't want him. Like, I don't want whatever guy you like. Leave me alone. And it's crazy. I'm actually going through something similar to that. Like, I don't work anymore, but like, I'm going through something similar. But that's another story for another day. People want to compete over stupid stuff, and like they want to project what they would do in that situation onto you, like, because they're lusting after some guy, they want to act like, oh, you must like him too. You're my competition. No, I don't. And then when you don't want to compete with them, it makes them even madder. Like, you think you're better than me? You think that you're better than me? And it's like, well, I'm not acting psychotic over a man I barely know. So yeah, I do. I actually do think I'm better than you. I want you to leave me alone. Okay? But yeah, that's crazy. Or like people saying like, oh, you just date people for money because that's what they would do. They was like, oh, well, I would do it. And I was like, yeah, I know you would. Why are you... Even if I did, what is that your business? And why are you screaming it? Like, oh, you just care about men's money. Like, no, just because I don't want to date someone who's like not secure in themselves doesn't mean I like, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not your business. Like, why are you screaming that? I've had people walk up to me with people they thought was my like guy, and he wasn't even my guy, and they will be like, yeah, like, oh, he must pay for everything. And I'm just like, shut up, please. And it's like, I'm not confrontational, but at the same time, I am so fed up with these people. Like, what do you even say to that? Like, what is your problem? Like, I just want to leave. And people have a habit of trying to block my path. And I'd be like, ew, what are you doing? And then I'd be like, don't say ill to me. And I'm like, I'm going to say it again. Ew, what are you doing? Don't block my path. And then they're just like rolling their eyes and be like, you don't even have to act like that. You don't even have to be like that. And it's like, that's such a, like, they all say the same thing. Is that like a Maryland thing? Like, do these people just all say the same thing? Because don't get me wrong, like, in my hometown, there is, like, things that happen or whatever, but it's not like this. Like, it's not on this level. Like, they might mess with me or say something, and it's like, I have my own set of issues in my hometown. But in Maryland, I'm not gonna say all of Maryland I don't like, but I don't like anywhere near Baltimore. Like, anywhere. Because I know I say Baltimore a lot, but a lot of times I'm talking about, like, Baltimore County, because that's where I lived at a lot. And those are like two different things. So like people may not understand that if they're not from the DMV area, but like Baltimore County is like really big. And I live like throughout Baltimore County. And that's like a common theme I've noticed, where it's like they will do something very disrespectful and then be like, well, like if you react to it, like, why you act like that? Like, why are you reacting to me disrespecting you? Like, I thought you were nice. I've had people say, like, I thought you were nice. And I'm like, what does that have to do with me reacting to your disrespect? Like, is something wrong with you? And I just be sitting there like, this is not normal. I've said that to them. I'm like, this is not normal. They be like, I'm just messing with you. Like, I just want to talk to you. I don't know how to talk to you. Then don't talk to me. Like, if you don't know how to speak to me like a decent human being, don't speak to me. It's that simple. I'm not bothering you. Don't bother me. And then they'd be like, you're stuck up. Yeah, let me be that. Let me be that. And I hate people who keep saying that. Like, oh, you're stuck up. You're stuck. You're stuck. Like, that's your only thing to say to me. Like, are you that insecure? If you're intimidated by somebody, leave them alone. Like, no one wants you in their face keep saying the same thing over and over because, like, you don't have, like, anything else to say. Have some class about you. I don't have time for that. Like, it gets annoying. And I've dealt with that so much. So, like, y'all be making people turn stuck up. You're projecting your own insecurities onto me. And it's also, like, if I don't like the same things that you like, that makes me stuck up to you. That's weird. Like, oh my goodness, I don't want to smoke every single day. I don't like doing stuff like that. Like, no, I don't. I'm not even like a drinker. I don't do stuff like that. So, I mean, I'll drink like wine and stuff, or like, you know what I mean? I prefer to like cook with wine, but I'm not like super into that kind of stuff. I'm not like a, you know what I mean? And they'll act like I'm stuck up for not wanting to do stuff like that. Like, oh, excuse me for, like, that's so stupid. And I got kind of hoe because guys like me at my jobs, like, even before that, like, in school, people will call you a hoe because guys like you. It's not my fault. This guy is bothering me. Like, I don't want this guy. And they'd be like, oh, well, like, still. Or, like, they'd be like, oh, you have too many guy friends. When I don't even have guy friends, men just speak to me. And they'd be like, oh, well, everyone speaks to you. It must be a reason. I'm like, bitch, are you stupid? Like, is something that wrong with you? Mind you, this person is actually a hoe. Like, this person, like, and I'll say that too. I'll be like, didn't you have, like, 10 boyfriends this year? And they'll be like, that's not your business. Yeah, and neither is anything that I have going on. And then they'll roll their eyes because they have nothing to say. Like, just say that you're jealous and you're weird. Because why would you ever approach someone like that? That's not normal. I would never approach someone like, yeah, you talk to too many guys talk to you. You must be a hoe. Like, no, I would never think to do that because I know that, like, people are just speaking to people. And then it's like, I remember, oh my goodness, when I was in, like, that neighborhood, people would, like, huddle up. That's the only way I can describe it because it was so weird. And it would just, like, be pointing at me, like, why she act like that? Why she so stuck up? And I'm literally just standing there, like, waiting for, like, the bus. Because this is before I had my license. I was too young. And, like, I was, like, really afraid to drive back in the day. But, yeah, I would be waiting for us. And they'll just be like, why she stuck? Like, why she don't talk? Why she stuck up? And it's like, I'm literally just standing here. And you're projecting all of your insecurities onto me. And this is kind of, like, semi-related. But it's, like, kind of, like, a little in between. But I remember working at this job. And I was on the phone with my sister. And I was talking to her about, like, how these people wanted to fight me. I thought it was so funny. Because I'm like, that's so, like, what? And I was, like, joking. I was, like, telling her, like, this girl had, like, DM'd me because some random man was DM'd me. And I didn't know it because it was, like, in my filtered. And she was like, why is my man DMing me? And I was like, did I respond? And then she even apologized to me. So I'm not gonna, like, out that girl. Like, she, like, literally apologized to me because she realized, like, you know, misplaced anger. I didn't even know he was DMing me. And I, like, blocked him for her. But, yeah, like, her man was DMing me. And I was like, this crazy, like, she's like, I was telling my sister what she was saying to me because she was, like, so aggressive at first. And these fucking stupid coworkers were like, oh, what are you gonna do about it? And I'm just like, but, like, they wouldn't say it to me. Like, they wouldn't make eye contact with me. I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck. Who are you? Like, first of all, I'm not a fighter. you're gonna go to jail. That's off the rip. You're gonna go to jail. But it's like, why are you always eavesdropping in my conversation? Like, you're grown. Like, you're like, I'm like, no, you're like well into your 30s. Please grow up. That's so weird. I don't eavesdrop in people's conversations because I don't care what you're talking about. Like, I don't think about I don't know. Like, is that like just a cultural difference? I don't feel like that's appropriate. I would never like feel okay with intruding into someone else's life and then projecting my nonsense onto them. Like, because you're a fighter and you think that's appropriate, you're gonna like think that that's what I'm doing here. Or like, I joke around with my my friends on the phone, be like saying like little things, like maybe like joking about like play fighting or something, and then like they jump in and like in my conversation that I'm having on the phone, like a private conversation, and be like, oh, she thinks she's all that, she thinks she's tough. And I'm like I could hear them, but I was ignoring them because I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you in my conversation? And I'm just like sitting there like, you bitches are weird. Like, I would never think to do this. And I'm younger than you. And so if I'm younger than you and I have enough decency for other people to like not be in their conversations, and like I'm not a loud person, so like you have to get close to me to be in my conversation, and they would do that, and I'm just sitting here like, you are like, you don't find this weird? You don't find that strange? And then to project what you have going on, like I'm trying to act tough when like, if you like listen to my conversation, it was clear that I was joking with my friends because like they were like, you know, like they're into anime and stuff like that, and we were talking about like Tekken and like how I would beat them in Tekken, because like I will beat you in Tekken, like I will. And they literally took that as I was talking about like really fighting them, and I'm just like, ew, first of all, shut up. Second of all, get out my face. Stay away from me. First of all, y'all are grown. Go pay a bill. Go raise your children. Go marry your sixth baby mom. Don't bother me. Like, I don't understand that. Like, it really it made me so mad. Like, don't bother me. Oh my goodness. And at that same job, like, guys would give me gifts and stuff. Like, they were, I don't know, like, people just try to court you, you know? That's life. Everyone goes through that. Like, when you're going through life, people are going to try to court you, if you're single specifically. Even if you're in a relationship, people do not care. But yeah, people were trying to court me, and they would bring me gifts and stuff. And they literally, this grown person was like, oh yeah, she must be a hoe because everyone's bringing her gifts. And I'm like, you clearly have seen I haven't talked to anyone, but it's okay because my managers have my back, and they actually like kind of got rid of one of the people because he was being stalkery, and he lied and said we dated. I was like, this girl, she like DM'd me and was like, oh yeah, you're so pretty, you know, I know him. And she was like, I know your boyfriend. I was like, that's not my boyfriend. What are you talking about? And she was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know. Like, he literally said that, and I was like, no, I'm sorry, but like, no. But she was so sweet, and I hope she's doing well in life. That guy was creepy. But my managers had my back. I didn't ask for nobody to bring me gifts. I didn't even know them. They just brought it to me. Like, I don't know. They were just being sweet, and they brought me gifts. Like, I didn't ask for it. I didn't know them. And like, that's just how some men are. Like, I've had women do that to me too. Like, they'll buy me like a fruit basket or something, or like, you know, a gift basket. I don't know. That's just like a cultural thing, I guess. I don't know. But how the heck does it make me a hoe that someone brought me a gift when I didn't even ask for it? Like, I used to hate getting attention because I knew what was coming with it. Like, all these rumors, all these like that's envy or jealousy or whatever. But it's like, I didn't really get it because it's like, don't you talk to someone? Aren't you married? Why are you worried about me? Like, are you unhappy in your marriage? Because why are you why are you this fixated on what I have going on? And then I had like this one guy who was like so insecure, and I don't know why he was insecure. Like he was like, I thought he was cool at first, but he would like question everything I did. Like, he'd be like, oh, why do you take pictures like that? Is it because you're insecure? And I'm like, no, like, I just like that type of art form. Like, I would take pictures of like, you know how like, if you knew like the old Pinterest, and how like you would take pictures of like your eye or like really close up, and it would just be like your features basically. And I would do that because it was like, oh, I like that art form. And he would be like, yeah, you're insecure because like I'm insecure, and that's why I do it. Like, I don't want to show my whole face. And I'm like, I don't know why you're insecure. That's weird. Just show your whole face. Like, it's not that deep. No, I really just like that. And then I literally was like, I have pictures where I'm like my whole, like, everything's there. What is, like, how do you even come to this conclusion? Stop projecting your insecurities onto me. Like, it's annoying. And then if I would post, he'd be like, oh, you're feeling yourself. And I'm like, yeah, I am, I guess. Like, what? Why are you so insecure? Like, I didn't get it. Like, it's not that deep. It's like he wanted me to be insecure because he felt like that's the only way, like, I would, like, talk to him. If he, like, brought me down a peg. And I think it's because, like, I wasn't, like, fixated over him. Like, maybe, like, other girls were fixated over him. And I did, like, I knew they were because, like, I seen it. Like, he showed me, like, where girls were, like, begged to be around him or begged to see him. And I just wasn't like that because I'm not like that as a person. Like, that's just not who I am. Like, I don't like to, like, force things. And he took offense to that. And I didn't understand it because I'm just like, I thought, like, he would be happy because he seemed annoyed by it, like, how the girls were. Like, he seemed, like, disgusted by it almost. But no, he still got offended. I'm just like, you maybe need therapy because I don't know how to help you. Another part of weird, like, projection slash humbling, not humbling, slash reverse psychology is when, like, guys will, like, walk up to you and be like, yeah, you never date me. And I'm like, okay, yeah, because you're stuck up. Like, I know you're a type. Like, I know you would never. And I'm just like, the projection with the stuck up comment, and then, like, the reverse psychology with the you never date me. So that, like, you would be like, oh no, or they'll be like, oh, I'm so ugly, you would never date me. And it's like, you're trying to, like, guilt trip me and to give you a compliment. And, like, when I was younger, I used to feel bad for people, so I would do that. But then, like, now I'm not doing that anymore. Like, I don't care. It's weird. Like, oh my goodness. But, like, when I was younger, even though, like, I would feel bad, I'm like, oh no, you're not. The second they would do something stupid, like, oh yeah, so, like, you like me? No, I don't. Like, I just feel like you should love yourself. Someone's gonna love you, not me, but someone's gonna love you. Like, stop it. And, like, I grew up so skinny, like, really skinny. And people would try to project their insecurities onto me, like, oh yeah, you have no butt, like, no, you know, men like something to hang on to or whatever. And I'd be like, okay, and they'd be like, yeah, like, aren't you insecure about it? And I'm like, no, like, I'm not, because, like, you know, I got a lot of attention, so I didn't care. It was like, that didn't affect me. And they would, like, keep trying to push it, and I'm like, it's not working. My own quote unquote egg donor did that, and I'm just like, no, it's not working. I don't care. But they will also do that to, like, my family members who were, like, thick. They would try to, like, do the same thing to them, and I'm like, that I just caught onto it. I'm like, oh, so y'all doing this because y'all want us to be insecure. It's not happening, you bitter Betty. Like, no, it's not our fault that you don't like yourself. I'm not gonna deal with that. But, like, my egg donor would scream it at me. Like, she would, like, not stop. Like, it was so weird. Like, she would just keep doing it. I'm just like, can you get out of my face? Like, she's the type that will, like, neg you until you snap on her. Like, you have no choice to snap. She's like that. And it was, like, crazy to grow up in that. But, like, ew. And then, like, okay, I'm all chest. So, like, yeah, like, it's hard to hide them. Like, you know what I mean? And people would, like, purposely, like, stare at them to make me uncomfortable, which was, like, I hope they fucking go to jail, to prison for the rest of their lives and never get out. But, yeah, they would, like, do that on purpose, right? And then they would, like, because I couldn't hide them, and, like, you know what I mean? Like, they would be like, oh, yeah, you're, like, a hoe because you have large things. And they would say that when I was, like, really young. And I'm just like, you're disgusting. Like, one, like, I can't hide them. Like, it's nothing I can do about it. If you ever see, like, my videos, like, I wear, like, sweatshirts because I try to, but, like, you still can't. Like, if you know, like, if you're one of those girls, you know, like, it's like, there's really nothing you can do. You're gonna either be in a sweater and be super uncomfortable and suffocated, or you're gonna wear something that, like, they might spill out a little bit. Not, like, spill out, you know what I mean? But, like, they might show. And people would try to, like, project, like, you being fast or, like, you being promiscuous because of you having, like, a body. You know what I mean? Like, how y'all come at me for not having a butt and being skinny and be like, oh, you know what I mean? You're skinny and men want something to hang on to. But then you come at me for having a chest make it make sense. But that's another story. I could really go into depth, because those same people who were doing that were like trying to like expose me in front of guys. They trying to pull my shirt down or up in front of men. That was like such a crazy thing. But then, yeah, you're calling me a hoe. Like, no, bitch, you're an attention seeker and you have nothing to seek attention with. But whatever. Or like, I don't know if you guys have ever been getting ready or like just putting on lip gloss or something simple, and they're like, oh, you're trying to look cute. Who are you trying to look cute for? Myself. And if I wanted to look cute for somebody, what does that have to do with you? And then like they'll try to embarrass you in front of guys. It's like, it's not guys you like or anything. Like, to me, it wasn't guys I liked. But if there was a guy I liked there, why are you doing all that? Oh my goodness, those people would literally watch me to see who I liked. Like, they would like see who I like made eye contact or who I was looking at and be like, oh, you like him, and then try to talk to them. That mess was so crazy. But so I was like kind of playing a game where I would like pretend I like guys I didn't even like, so they would like talk to them because I thought it was funny. I mean, you'll sleep with the whole town trying to compete with me, so forget it. I'm gonna just mess with you. I don't care. Leave me alone. And then I said that to this girl, and then she like started crying. But I didn't care, because it's like, leave me alone. I'm not bothering you. Like, why are you bothering me? I'm not your competition. I don't care about you. You know what's crazy? When you have people walk up to you and be like, oh yeah, you're my competition. It's like, girl, I don't even think about you. I don't know you. I lived in a crazy place, man. I'm not from there though. Like, my hometown's crazy, but like, I mean, I don't know. Because I didn't really like go to school that much in my hometown. Like, sometimes, but like, I mainly went to school in Maryland. So that's a school that I know. It's being in Maryland schools, and they were toxic, like super toxic. Baltimore schools are like insane. But who walks up to someone and calls them their competition? Like, I would never do that to anyone. I wouldn't view people as my competition, because I don't think about them. Like, I just live my own life and do my own thing, and it's been very good to me. Another projection is when like my egg donor, she would like, if a guy liked me, she's like, oh, y'all are probably gonna have you know what I'm saying? And it's like, ew, what is wrong with you? Like, no. Like, I was super Christian, so I was like, I'm a Christian, I'm not gonna do that. And she's like, yes, you are. That's what I would have did. I was like, just because you had a child at 15 doesn't make that the rest of us. Like, get it together. Like, no, just because you got pregnant at 15 does not have nothing to do with me. Like, I don't care. That's gross. Like, absolutely not. And that's like, no, like, I'm not, like, I hate people like that. Like, just because you were doing something at your age doesn't mean everyone else is. Mind you, I wasn't even like 15 at the time. I was like really young when she said that to me. And I was like, what is wrong with you? And she always said that to me. Like, that's the thing. Like, people want to project their nonsense onto you. I'm gonna end this here though, but I can make so many parts to this. Thank you for listening. If you got all the way to the end, thank you. Bye.